Hello everyone, I'm Biggs Howard.
And I'm Rex Carlisle. And right now it is time for my favorite segment. It is time for us to make some Justin Beaver Tails.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Rex. Now, basically, a Justin Beaver Tail is a donut pastry that's traditionally sweet dough that you then roll out into a beaver tail shape and then cover with cinnamon sugar. Today we're gonna do things a little bit differently, but this is an absolutely amazing treat. You're gonna love it. And the best thing about it is you can top it with anything. I mean, absolutely anything. Whipped cream, caramel, you can do any kind of fruits.
My favorite,
like pizza, you know?
pickles.
Pickle. That's a little bit weird, but you know, you could. It's a lot like pizza, as I was saying, you know?
Pickles.
You can top pizza with pretty much anything, except the pineapple thing, you know? Some people hate pineapple.
Watch it.
I know.
We don't want any trouble here.
Personally, as I said, I'm a pineapple fan, but hey, to each his own.
To each his own.
Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start off by making the dough. Now, this is a very crucial step because if you don't get it right, you're not gonna have a rising dough like you really, really want to. So we're gonna start off with a half cup of warm water. Now, it has to be about 80 degrees Fahrenheit for this to work. And if it's too much over that, you're gonna kill the yeast, and if it's too much under, it won't activate. It makes sense, right?
Incredible.
So if you don't have a probe thermometer, a digital probe thermometer, you can't see the temperature, just look at the lukewarm water to make sure that your yeast is gonna rise. So we're just gonna pour it into this bowl right here. Oh, beautiful.
That was
Why don't
great.
you toss me that bowl to the right there? That is the yeast. We're just gonna pour that right in this main bowl here.
Just dump the whole thing?
Just dump the whole thing. Now this is 5 teaspoons of yeast right here, so we're gonna dump that in. Put that right in the bowl. Oh, unbelievable. And we're gonna grab 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now that sugar is gonna activate the yeast. So I said a pinch, but we're gonna use a little bit more because I like a little bit of a sweeter dough. So go ahead and put 1 teaspoon of sugar.
Did you
right
say
in this
sugar?
bowl. I said sugar.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah.
Sugar. Yes, please.
I love this guy. Rex is my buddy here.
I get paid by the hour.
Oh yeah, let's look at that right in there. Let's put
Bam!
that in. Unbelievable. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna activate. It's gonna take about 10 minutes to rise. So why don't we take a little break? We'll wait for this to rise and we'll be right back.
All right, hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Rex and Binks.
All right, hey, how you doing, Rex? We're almost done here with our yeast. Take a look at this, guys. Look at how that's risen very, very nicely. That's exactly what you want to see. That means our yeast is activated.
That's some good looking yeast.
Yeah, and we're ready for the rest of the ingredients. Now, we have a variety of ingredients. Look at all this stuff. This is some really good stuff. It smells really good. What you're probably smelling is the vanilla extract. It's one of my favorite things to put in dough, especially sweet dough, because it's really gonna bring out that tasty dessert pastry flavor. Unlike other traditional doughs where you make it and you just want something like a loaf of bread for a sandwich or something like that. So we're gonna start there. I'm just gonna explain to everyone what the different ingredients are and how much is it. So I've measured out, pre-measured everything that you see in front of me. So we have 1/3 cup of sugar. We have 1/3 cup canola oil. Super important.
My favorite of the oils.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now, normally this recipe calls for 1 tablespoon, but I went with 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract because, again, I really like the taste. It reminds me of dessert, and it's super, super amazing on a pastry. We also have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We have 2 whole eggs. Make sure they're whole and not just the yolks. I want the whole eggs in there. And then we have 1/3 cup of warm water, or excuse me, warm milk. It doesn't really look like water, but
doesn't.
You never know. And we also have 5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now we're gonna be mixing primarily 4 cups of the flour, and the 5th cup is really to massage the dough. It's really to get it to where you want it to be so it's not too sticky, it's not too dry. We're just gonna massage in that last cup, okay? So go ahead, let's start pouring some stuff in here.
All
Why don't we
right.
start with the sugar? Again, 1/3 cup of sugar is gonna go right into that bowl.
The whole thing?
Oh yeah, Rex, you pour it right in there. It's all pre-measured out. Oh, that's
All
beautiful. Now, why don't you
right.
give that a stir? Why don't you start stirring that up a little bit? Look at this guy's a pro already. I don't
Hey,
even
how
think he's
are
done
ya?
this. Look at this guy.
How you doing?
Hey, you need a job? I need some. I need some Justin Beaver Tails.
I really
Yeah,
do. If
absolutely.
you're hiring, I really do.
Okay, perfect. Now, why don't we try some canola oil? Why don't we pour a little bit? Again, 1/3
Right.
cup canola oil right in that bowl. Let's see that. Oh, look at that. Why don't you show the camera that? Look at that. That's absolutely
get it all-
beautiful.
get it all in
look
there.
At that.
There
Don't
we
spill
go.
it anywhere. Okay, we'll give that a little bit of a mix.
Right.
Keep going. I'm gonna take the 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract.
Dump it in there, Binks. Dump it in there. I'm ready for you.
Look at that deliciousness
born ready.
going in there.
Look at that.
Drake would be proud, everyone. Drake would be so proud of
Drake.
what we're doing right now. You know, in fact, I think I might mail him one. I mean, that might be a little bit gross by the time the post office gets the Justin Beaver tail and sends it out to Drake, but I think he'll still like it. I think it's that delicious. Now, this recipe will probably make about 10 to 12 very large beaver tails. So this is really good, ideally for a family of 4 or 5 people. So that way you get, you know,
Or one.
2 each.
Or
one.
one.
And they are that delicious. Again, you can top them any way you like, but they are. Okay, so let's keep going here. We have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm just gonna dump that in
Hit
right
me
there
with
for
it,
you,
baby.
Rex. Oh, perfect. That looks great. Unbelievable. Oh, you're a good mixer. Look at that. Slow and steady wins the race, you know?
It smells really good.
sometimes, not all the time.
Smells good, Binks.
Doesn't it
Smells
smell
good.
absolutely amazing?
All right, what's next?
Next,
Eggs.
2 whole eggs. We'll just show the camera. Look at those puppies. Oh, those are beautiful, aren't they? Unbelievable. We're just gonna dump those right in. Now, when you want to break up that yolk real nice and make that liquid smooth. Great job. Look at this.
All right. It's looking good.
Unbelievable. I don't know if
It's
anyone
looking
else
good.
out there has made Justin Beaver tails, but if you have, you know, traditionally this might be a lot better if you had yourself a mechanical mixer, but today we're gonna do this with a little bit of elbow. Look at that, a little bit of elbow grease.
Those elbows there.
Lumberjacking all the way, that's what I say. I didn't even mean to rhyme that. Look at that. That
Hey,
was unbelievable.
Dr. Seuss over here.
Okay, now we have 1/3 cup warm milk. We're just gonna pour that right in there as well and give that a good mix. Yeah, give that a good mix because the hard part's coming up next, folks. We're gonna actually mix the flour, and that's when you start to get a little bit tough. Now you wanna mix the flour very, very gently to get the consistency. You don't want it bulking up on you, so you have to pour it very gradually. So what I'm gonna do the mixing on this one just to be safe. Am I right? Just to be safe here, okay, folks? All right. So you're gonna pour that in very, very gradually. I'm gonna let you know when I want a little bit of more flour in here. Okay, so here we go. Just start pouring that in. Pouring that in, perfect. Okay, give me a second. We're just gonna mix that in. Let me show the camera there. See, it's all collecting on the sides. We wanna get that all in, and we wanna get a smooth, consistent paste almost. And that's gonna make for a really, really, really nice dough. Oh, I can't wait to eat this. I'm already hungry. It's
I'm
probably
excited.
Vanilla.
Binks, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Okay, let's pour a little bit more in there.
All right, I got you.
Oh, that's beautiful
There we
right there.
go. Oh,
Cool,
that's a
okay,
lot.
and as I said,
All
yeah,
right,
it is
hey,
a lot.
slow
Hey,
down.
No problem, no problem. Now, this can make a little bit of a mess, so make sure you folks at home have a nice, clean place to do this, and it's not going to get on any of your furniture or anything like that. Primarily, it's best to do this in the kitchen. I mean, who are we kidding? You're not
I
gonna
like
do
to
this
cook in
your
the
living
bathroom,
room, right?
But, I mean, to each their own, like you said.
Yeah, well, the bathroom's a little bit weird, but you know, to each his own, I guess. I had a Foreman grill in my old place. I put that right by the nightstand. Let me tell you, I woke up with the bacon and eggs. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Every morning, I just set the grill for 7 a.m. It was unreal. Okay, let's go a little bit more flour
right,
in there.
I got you,
As
buddy.
you can see, we're starting to get a very thick consistency here. So you know that things are starting to come together, and we're seeing no clumping. A lot of the times when you're mixing flour, you see a lot of clumping. That means you're going too fast. Slow down. This isn't a race.
It's not a race.
You're making a fine pastry here. There's no race about it, right?
Be the tortoise, not the hare.
Absolutely. Be the beaver.
Be the
the
beaver.
Justin Beaver.
Justin Beaver Tails.
That's right.
Right there. And for anyone, if you don't know what to do, if you miss any of the steps, please follow along right here beside us.
Okay, so now we're getting a little bit tougher. As you can see,
Oh, look at that.
this
Here,
is getting
here, let me
super
help you
thick.
out.
Okay.
Let me
Oh,
help you.
perfect.
Is this good?
That
Is this
is
helping?
great.
I feel like it's helping. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Why don't you pour a little bit more flour in there?
All right.
Now we're getting to the point where we kind of have to do this by hands. Go ahead. Pour
whole
a little bit
thing?
more flour. No, not the whole thing.
Just a.
Just
here
we're
we
gonna
go.
keep going like this.
Make
Yeah.
it,
see
make
there?
it rain.
Make it rain. Okay, so
go.
here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this started for you, and then you're gonna massage it. It's called kneading the dough. Kneading the dough. I want the dough. I don't need it.
Hey-o.
Get it? Okay, so.
Don't be too needy.
I thought we finished the joke already, but that's
Me
fine.
too. I was milking it.
Oh, milk and warm milk.
Not watering it, warm milk in it.
Oh, there you
Hey-o.
go.
Luke milking it.
You'll want some good warm milk for this.
Some warm
okay, but see this consistency, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Look
looks
at
like
this.
it's really tough to do this.
It is
I'm not
really
jealous.
tough to do this. As
You
I
look
said,
like you're sweating.
I am actually sweating. This is a good workout. I should actually just make dough for a living. I'd be
Just
like
make a
Superman.
dough.
You know
One
what I'm
strong
saying?
arm, though. Just
one strong arm. I'll just
That's
do
all
that.
right.
But honestly, if you have a mechanical mixer at home, this is a much easier step. Some people have Hobarts. A Hobart is a great machine, and really it just does this work for you. But unfortunately, we don't have those things. So if you're at home and you're doing this, you're gonna have to put a little elbow grease into it, but it'll still work fine. So I'm gonna get rid of this ladle now because it's time for me to mix with my hands.
Guess
so
what?
Why don't we?
I'll see you later.
That was really good. That was really. I'm sure everyone appreciated that at home. They probably paused it so they could laugh so hard.
I hear the laughter from all the way over here.
So why don't we pour a little bit more of that flour in?
More?
I'm gonna start doing this by hand. Yeah. Oh yeah, a little more. Okay. So now we're gonna start kneading the dough. We're gonna get our hands in there. We're gonna start getting it off the side of the bowls. By the way, if you have a mechanical mixer and you're wondering how much flour you use, generally when the flour stops sticking to the bowl, the actual dough stops sticking to the bowl, that's when you know it's really good and it's ready. When you don't see any excess clinging to the end of the bowls.
Good to
So
know.
right now we're massaging it in, and what's gonna happen is you might find, oh hey, this mix is a little bit dry. I see a lot of flour in here. Well, you know what? That dough is going to eat that up. So you just kind of have to keep kneading away until that dough is nice and soft. And as you can see, I'm just going to pull it out here for everyone to see. As you can see, you see that little bit of stickiness. You see that? It's sticking to my hands.
that.
It's not done yet. It means it's too wet. That means there's too much moisture in the dough. So pour a little bit more flour in here. That's where we're going to take that last cup of flour that we were talking about, and we're really going to massage it into the dough. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I'm loving this already.
And it's very therapeutic. It's fun.
It is therapeutic.
Right?
You know, it's like a stress ball. It's like one of those little
Yeah.
squishy things that you press
A
all
big
the time,
needy
right?
stress ball. I love it.
Exactly, except you can eat the stress ball after. I wouldn't recommend eating an actual stress ball.
Don't eat a stress ball. Don't do that, kids.
No. I mean, sometimes I'm a ball of stress, but not today because it's Canada Day.
Well, I don't
So,
want to eat you.
I love today. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so we're going to keep going with this. And what do we have here?
Good.
Now start feeling that.
good.
Feel that? See how like squishy and nice
looking
that
good.
is?
Oh, that is fun.
Right? You want your dough to be really malleable. So again, you might find yourself, hey, you put in a little bit more flour than usual. That's okay. Just cover that with a little bit more water. And again, it's all about the consistency that you're going to get. So let's just pour a little bit more flour in here.
A little bit more. All right, we're running out of flour here.
We're running out of flour. That's true. That's good. We should be running out of flour. That means the recipe is actually accurate.
Hey, we did it right.
We did it right. We always try to do it right here. Okay, so now go ahead and feel that.
All right,
Go
let
ahead
me
and
feel
that
this.
dough.
Let me get my hands in there, Banks. Ooh, I like that.
Isn't that nice?
I like that.
That's a very nice dough, eh?
All right,
And
I
again,
like
it's
that.
a little bit on the sweeter side, but this is the pastry. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna take this out of the bowl. I'm gonna sort of knead it into itself, crunch it up in a ball, and then cover it with a moist tea towel, anything you kind of have, even a plastic bag to keep the moisture in. And I'm gonna let it sit on the table for about 40 to 45 minutes and let it rise. So why don't we just do that, and then we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, we are back with Binks and Rex. It is cooking time. We are making some Justin Beaver Tails. I hope you guys are excited. For anyone who might be joining or didn't get the full list of ingredients that you need, if you guys look on the TV right here, please feel free to take a screenshot or write the ingredients down so you guys know what you need. And as well, we are stepbrothers. Isn't that right, Binks?
That's right, Rex.
What a pleasure it is. And we do practice proper social distancing as well as health and safety, so make sure you guys are doing this at your homes as well. All right, Binks, take it away, stepbrother.
Okay, well, we've waited 45 minutes for our dough to rise, and it's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. It's very malleable. It's very
Let me give it a
consistent.
pull. I gotta try this.
Try that. Look at that.
Alright.
You can stretch it out. It's not going to tear or rip. That's a really good sign of good dough.
good
So,
dough.
we're going to make the actual Justin Beaver Tails now. Good rule of thumb is to take about a golf ball size ball in your hand, rip it off the piece of dough, and just kind of knead it back and forth. Again, you're just applying a little bit of pressure, making sure that it's consistent. You're getting all the air out. Look at this. I'm just going to put that around to the camera. And Rex, I'm going to get you to do this next.
Oh,
You can try
I'm
this
so
out.
excited.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we're just going to knead that back and forth for a second. And a good thing to do, if you don't know, if you are making any kind of pastry and you are using dough, is just kind of give it a little bit of a, almost like you're doing kindling. You're trying to start a fire back there. Now what that's going to do is bring the dough together that's on the bottom half, so you don't get any straggling amounts behind. See that little bit right there? See how that's opening? We want to close that a little bit. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to take our cutting board and we're just going to place it down here. Now, the way to do this is to roll it back and forth, not side to side. If you do both, then you're not going to get an oval shape and you're not going to get the Justin Beaver tail of your dreams. So you kind of just want to do this back and forth, and it's going to stick a little bit, but that's okay. Eventually it'll just kind of smooth out. See that? Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is unbelievable. What a great shape. And you can just kind of go back and forth with it a few times just to get a really nice shape to that.
That's a good looking beaver tail.
Isn't that?
All right.
That's absolutely beautiful. And what we're going to do is just kind of gently peel it off. Again, it's not really going to stick at this point. And we're just going to put that right on the tray for later. So why don't we make a few of these? Why don't you grab a piece? Grab a piece of dough.
My turn?
Oh, absolutely.
You sure you trust me?
I trust you,
me with
Rex.
your dough.
I've trusted you for years. I've known we're blood related. Come on, I trust you. Of course I do. Now again, about a golf ball size, and you're just gonna push that back and forth between your hands. Oh, that looks good. That looks perfect.
All right.
Yeah, and just gotta knead it in between your hands. Get all those bubbles out, all those creases. Let me get this towel out of your way for you so you can see everything. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
And it feels fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. That's nice. Doesn't that feel good too? Almost like a plastic and rubber at the same time.
Stress ball. I'm loving it.
All right, so we're going to shift over here a little bit. Now, I want you to go ahead.
I'm going to do this?
Yeah, you're going to do this. Again, back and forth. It's going to stick a little bit, so just take it right off there. You're going to see that. There you go.
You've always been the cook in the family.
Yeah, that's right, but it's time for you to learn something new. I remember Ma saying that the other day. You know, we had that virtual dinner, and she was like, hey, how come Rex doesn't learn how to cook? I said, you know what, I'll show him how to make some Justin Beaver Tails for this Canada
Some
Day.
beaver tails. Oh,
Exactly.
look at that.
Look at that. See,
Look
you
at
getting
that.
it, Rex. Yeah, that's a boy. Hey, he's got it good. That looks amazing. Now again, if you're following on, we are on step 2 of this process. So you're rolling out the dough, and we'll get to the deep frying in just a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead.
All right, looks good.
That's
Looks good. That's the difference.
That's close.
I got the looks. He got the
That's
talent.
close.
People.
You know what? This is kind of a younger beaver tail.
It's not fully developed.
He hasn't
that's
had
why.
his acorns
It makes
yet.
sense.
You know,
It makes sense. He
it
hasn't
does make
hatched
sense.
or, you know, yeah.
Do they hatch?
I don't know. I gotta do my beaver research after
We
this.
should ask some Justin Beavers. We should go out to the
Justin
forest,
Beavers,
find a couple
right?
Justin Beavers, and say, hey, where are you hatching today?
Where you coming from?
Yeah.
Huh?
But this is Canada. We accept everyone for who they are. That's for darn sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll up a couple
Stretch it
more
out a little
here.
bit.
Stretch it out, you know.
There we go.
Safe
That's a good
face
looking
with that.
tail. All
But
right.
you know what? It doesn't actually matter at this point. So I'm just gonna do one more, and then we're gonna talk about the frying process, which is actually very, very, very safety friendly. I'll talk about that in a lot of depth, but we'll just roll out one. So I hope everyone is enjoying their Canada Day. This is one
Happy
of my
Canada Day.
favorite parts.
Happy birthday.
How old's Canada now again?
153 beautiful years old.
153 beautiful years old.
Beautiful years old.
You know, I remember, I don't know if anyone else remembers, but I remember the 150th birthday. Oh, what an amazing day that was. The fireworks everywhere, let me tell you. Unbelievable the jobs that the cities did around Canada for the 150th birthday.
Ain't that the truth, Binks?
Absolutely. Look at this, right? Look at this.
That's a beaver tail.
That's a beaver tail. That is what we call the
Holy
grandpa
cannoli.
beaver tail. This guy has been unbelievable. Look at that. That's exactly what you want.
This guy's lived. This beaver.
Exactly. Okay, so you can continue
you gotta put
doing
that
this.
sideways almost.
I do.
Cow.
I'm gonna need another tray for this. So you can continue doing this as much as you want. You can obviously save your dough by freezing it. But for today, we're just gonna do a few to give you guys an example. Now you want to set, if you have a deep fryer at home, you'll want to set it to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a deep fryer at home, you can pan fry your oil but please, please be very careful. And kids, if you're doing this at home, you have to have your parents with you. Oil at these temperatures is extremely dangerous and it can really hurt you. So make sure that you have adult supervision and make sure that you're being very careful with it. Now, if you are doing your oil on the stovetop and you don't have a digital probe thermometer, then a good rule of thumb is to set your burner to about low-medium heat. That's about, 4 or 5 halfway on the burner, and that's going to give you a good indication. Now, if you're using canola oil burns over 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you start seeing smoke coming from the oil, it's too hot. And what's going to happen is you're going to dip your beaver tail in right away, and it's going to burn immediately, and you're going to have a burnt beaver tail.
Nobody wants a burnt Justin Beaver tail.
No one wants a burnt Justin Beaver tail.
Nobody.
That's for darn sure. So we're going to put these in the fryer, and we'll be right back.
Don't
Stay
go
tuned.
anywhere.
Oh, this is the best part.
All right, guys, welcome back to Cooking with Rex and Binks. It is time for my favorite part of the whole process. Binks, tell them what it's time for.
It's time to top our Justin Beaver Tails. Now, we just pulled this out of the deep fryer. I just want everyone to take a good look at how beautiful golden those are. They puffed up nicely. That's exactly what you're looking for when you're making a Justin Beaver tail. So they are pretty hot, but I'm just going to show you the traditional way of topping a Justin Beaver tail, and then we're going to have some fun with a few other toppings, okay?
All right.
So first of all, what you're going to do, you're going to take one here on your right. That's for you. Perfect. Now mine's on the left. I'm going to put this here. Now what I'm going to do, I like using real butter because nothing tastes better than real butter.
Nothing tastes butter.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take a little bit in the spoon here, and if you have a brush, you can brush it on, but I'm just going to glaze it right over top of the Justin Beaver tail. Look at that. That's unbelievable. It's glistening. Here, why don't you try that,
Oh,
Rexy?
I'll
Here,
take
you
some.
take that. Look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. I want to get a great angle of that. Great angle for everyone at home. That's exactly what you're looking for. Perfect. Now look, wow, you like your butter.
It's a lot of butter.
That's a lot of butter. Then we're going to take our cinnamon sugar. Now this is the traditional topping of a Justin Beaver tail, the Great North tradition. We're just going to sprinkle that on. That's really what you're looking. Oh,
Ooh, look at that.
Do you smell
Binks,
that? Do you smell
Binks,
that?
you're killing me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that. Oh, you take care of this. You top that up there.
I like to do one from up top, just like this.
Oh.
Let's maybe a little more.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, there we
okay.
go.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
either open the floodgates or just sprinkle it. But yeah, either way. So that's your traditional beaver tail. We're gonna go, or Justin Beaver tail, sorry, we're gonna go a little bit further with this though. We're gonna add in our own toppings. So what I have here, and I gotta tell you, raspberry is my favorite topping of anything.
It
It's
is.
just the most delicious of
Ever
all
since
the
we were
berries.
kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, you know me.
I know you.
Handfuls at a time of this stuff.
Right.
So I have a raspberry dessert topping as well as fresh raspberries that I'm going to top. So watch what I'm going to do
Fancy.
here. Absolutely. And again, you can top this with anything. It's like a pizza. It is. You can put anything on it.
Binks, where's my pickles?
Except for
You know I like
that's
pickles on
a
my Justin
little-
Beaver tails.
That's a little weird. I mean, I don't mind them on burgers,
This guy.
hot dogs, the side of sandwiches, but on a dessert, I don't really know about that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do with mine. I like to just put a big dollop right in the middle, all the way across. Oh, look at that. It's just gorgeous. And then I'm going to take a few of these berries. Again, make sure you're sanitary, you're washing your hands all the time because, again, that keeps everyone safe and that keeps all the food delicious and germ-free. But look at that. I'm just going to take a few of those raspberries and just top it like that.
Look
What do
at
you want
that.
to do with yours?
Look
yeah,
at that.
Put a few on
I'm
yours.
just gonna do one. Binks, right here. Just like
That's
that.
beautiful.
Look at
That's
that.
beautiful. You know what? To each his own. Those are two beautiful masterpieces. Look at that at home. And again, you can put caramel, you can put whipped cream, even put some ice cream.
Pickles.
Yeah, or pickles.
Pickles,
That's-
people. Pickles.
I don't know if you're gonna sell everyone at home on the pickles idea, but I do like where you're going.
If I
with
get
it.
one, I've done my job.
So
Binks.
here's a little bit of a nicer version I did for it.
Oh, look
and
at
again,
that.
I did a little bit of a pull on a plate, by the way. If anyone doesn't know, that's called a pull. You just dollop any kind of
Pull it?
vanilla
It's not working.
sauces or any kind of, and then you just take a spoon and you just run that across the plate. But look at how beautiful that is. That's a perfect dessert. You can sell that in a 5-star restaurant. Let me tell you, I'd have 5 in a 5-star
You're
restaurant.
very successful.
That's right. Well, that's pretty much it. That's how you make Justin Beaver Tails.
Justin Beaver Tails. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed our session. I'm Rex Carlisle.
And I'm Big Salad. And that's how you make
Justin
Beaver
Beaver Tails.